November day, the lake down there. Just found this nest. I think it was sprayed actually. Won't get it down. It's not real high up, maybe 7 feet up. You say it was sprayed because it looks like there's a lot of pupal caps on hatch, a lot of dead hornets around. I'll get this puppy down and dissect it. Got a beautiful shape to it at the top. Check the integrity of the tree. Right, so we're recording. Many unhatched, and you can see looks like the top of it. So 4 combs. Probably looks like it could have made some queens. These look like taller cells. Got the ribbon supports. Small combs though. 3 small combs. They look like they made queens there. Larger cells. See the dead hornets. And on the top of it to shed the water. It's hanging like this. Always nervous putting my hand in there. I don't know if there's spiders or what, but just wet at the top. That's the inside of the top. A lot of real thick paper. See where the water got in. Rained a lot yesterday, remnants of Nicole. T.S. Nicole. So everything looks hatched out at the top. So it was in order. This was the first comb at the top. Little queen started the nest there. Worker cells, some males. This was the second comb, all hatched out. Not sure why. And then the third comb, not sure why this comb was mostly unhatched. It got sprayed later, but then these are all hatched out, so it's very curious. Small comb, so probably got, with the way it was built, space constraints, so they could only make them so big, the combs, but this looks like it made mostly queens because the cells are large. Thick, tall cells, so queen producing. These are males here. A lot of males never hatched out. I don't know if they're workers' sons or queen sons. Looks like queens in the center. So I'd have to say I like I don't know, I think wasps are interesting, but I'm not a big nest collector. I just more like studying the nests themselves to kind of see what their output was. And the nest I do have were specimens, good shape, perfect shape, and I keep them, but mostly I just study them if they're not in good shape like this one. So yeah, jury's open if this was sprayed or not. This was the last comb, either at bad weather. Sounds like a musical instrument if you shake it. I don't know if the frost was a couple frosts in mid-October, so I don't know if that's what killed them off or if it was sprayed. The fact that there was those dead wasps could have said either. But alright, thanks for watching. What is today? November 12th. About 12:30 p.m. Alright, thanks. Bye-bye. Little bonus footage. I was actually just heading back to the car. Got my new pruners here, have some fun with them. Found this little, probably a bald-faced one. It'd be cool if it was there in area, but I think with the patterns on the outside, it's maculata. But I'm going to cut that one down and show you something else over here. There's another one. Got a bushwhack to get through there, and it's higher up, so probably out of my range. But if you're watching the video, you probably already know this. Probably speaking to the choir, but those fake nests don't work. That one's in bad shape. It's higher up and it's in bad shape, so I'm not gonna bother with it. But yeah, those fake nests don't work. But this one here, it's probably about 15 to 18 feet up. So I'm gonna cut that one down. And I'll show the cutting down process. Good angle. I have an occupant left. This little guy showed up. Just putting my, taking my trimmer apart and noticed something out of the corner of my eye and saw this little guy. So there still could be some hatching out. I did get a nest late October from a bush, which I did film, and it looked like there were still queens and males hatching out. So even though there were a lot of caps, it's not necessarily, it's just like you get it, and then they could still have some hatching out long after the workers die off. Like the queen and the workers could die, and then if you have some large larvae, they could pupate, and then two weeks or so later they could hatch out. So anything that's capped is fair game. You'd still get them. So you might want to wait until December, January to bring these in your house if you're going to collect them. But this guy's curious. I guess he was hanging out. It got cold last night, so I don't know if they just kind of hang out in the nest, and maybe the males go back to the nest. They go out, they look for a queen to fertilize, and then maybe they just hang out in the nest until they die, until the cold kills them off. They might just feed on some sap, or if there's any nectar, any flowering plants. But so I'm not sure how this guy's surviving. Maybe just kind of been squatting in his nest. They took a photo of this guy and put him up on my iNaturalist account. All right, thanks for watching. And I'm seeing wasps circling. I'm not sure if it's males or there were still some workers left. And if you can, it's turning out on the video, but there's like at least 4 or 5 wasps circling. And the funny thing was, I guess I didn't see anything come out of the nest when I cut it down, but there were a bunch of them flying around. Standing here under it, and one of the wasps did actually fly down from the branch, and it was a worker, so there still are workers in it. November 12th. I guess they could have flown out when I cut it down, I just didn't notice them. But yeah, it was crazy because you see some flying around up there, and I was like standing here, and one of them just kind of flew around, circled it, and landed on the nest, and you can see it in there. Right there, it's a worker. Flew down from the tree. And that one could sting me. That one's a male, so still occupied by workers and males. Trunk, then I have this maculifrons fly right onto the nest. Definitely not a resident. Looking for a meal. This guy's still here. Worker flew out. Actually, when I was walking back to the car, I was getting ready to put in the trunk, and the worker left. The yellow jacket just flew out. He's it. There he goes. Got him out.